the JFK conspiracies, the Bolshevik Revolution thing. Israel has been dealing with this forever. You think Israel is just this perfect country that is innocent, that has never done anything wrong? No.
Have they been held accountable for any of it?
Go ahead. Are you the guy?
No, I'm at. Okay, but you just proved my point. So you can't. Hold on, Adam. You just proved my point. So
you don't have a point.
USS Liberty.
Your point is
USS Liberty. Dancing Israelis cheering. Cheering that night. The fucking towers were coming down. Cheering. They all were part of intelligence.
Vinny,
they all get because you're full of shit.
Let me ask you a question.
No. Because you love Israel. You can't. Adam, they can do whatever they want.
I acknowledge
they can do whatever they want.
They are a better ally than enemy.
But you're saying they can get away with murder, Adam, because we're supposed to forget about it.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's horse shit.
There's been a lot of heated arguments recently. This one is probably the most heated that I've seen yet, and it just seems like something is about to boil over on the PBD podcast. In this episode, it's mainly the two co-hosts that are going at it, Adam and Vinny. Patrick Bet-David, of course, puts his 2 cents in here a few times as well, but things got very, very heated between the host of the PBD podcast, especially during the discussion about Ben Shapiro's favorite country. Let's get into this clip here from Valuetainment, from the PBD podcast, of Adam and Vinny and Patrick Bet-David going at each other about a certain country over in the Middle East. Let's check this out.
And when it comes to Iran or Muslims and Israel and Jewish people, I'm sorry, just Israel in general. So and I don't want to say lesser of the two evils, but in this game that we're playing, you're leaning towards the side because one side's doing horrible stuff, the other side's doing horrible stuff. Are you going with the side it's more beneficial because the other side is more evil?
You know what it is, Candace? Guess what? Why don't she run in 2028 and her number one thing should be get rid of AIPAC and Israel lobby? See what it does.
Because bro, look, it's impossible to win. They advertise it on their website, the AIPAC's website. It's like 97% of the people who they endorse win their election. Basically, you have a 3% chance to win if you don't get endorsed by them. So of course you have to do their bidding if you actually want to win your election. Basically what that stat is saying is you don't get endorsed by us, you don't do our bidding, you won't get our endorsement, and therefore you will not win your election. So if Candace runs on that, number one, everybody's going to call her anti-Semite and all the buzzwords that everybody uses, so she has no chance of winning because they're not even going to be able to hear her out. And number two, she's not going to get endorsed by the very people that everybody needs to be endorsed by if they want to win. They have a stranglehold on our country. It's very, very obvious.
Good luck.
No. What I'm saying is run on that. I'm actually not saying good luck. He's saying good luck.
I'm saying good luck.
Yeah. No, what he's saying is good luck, you win. What I'm saying is go see how many more people are for that. And that's America. Go prove your argument. Get support and run on that. Because when you're campaigning, a president chooses a handful of things to campaign on. You want Trump's top 5 to be Israel? No. By the way, every single president since Nixon days had a hard time negotiating.
But that statement, so I've really gained a lot of respect for Patrick Bet-David, especially because of this very topic, because I think he's been having the difficult conversations that most people are honestly just too scared to have. But this statement was a bit of a dumb one because he said, oh, you want Donald Trump's top 5 policies that he cares about the most to be Israel? And he's like, no, of course not. But the thing is, it is. That is one of the top 5 things that he cares about. It's just not in the direction that most people actually want. Most people are like, get us out of Ukraine, get us out of the Middle East, like stop sending our tax dollars to places that we've never even voted for them to go to. And then you're like, oh, what do you want Donald Trump to do? One of his top 5 policies to be about Israel? It's like, no, but it is, and we don't want it to be. We don't want more support for that country. We want the opposite. And the same goes for Ukraine and, in my opinion, all foreign aid right now, because our country internally is in turmoil and we need to fix that first.
With Israel, every single one of them. And you know why it was? Half the battle for them was when Kissinger and Ford were pissed off and they came out with a plan and they what do you call it? Where it's like,
they brushed them off.
Congress passed it.
Mm-hmm. But the House was going to do it.
Yeah, they passed it.
Yeah. Because
Israel, the lobbyists, they had won over so many people in Congress that they were going to go that way because that's where the money was coming from. Mm-hmm. You know, the Bowman guy that got replaced?
Yeah.
And who's the other guy? Ilhan Omar? Cory
Bush.
Cory Bush. Guess who got rid of those two guys? AIPAC. Mm-hmm. Do you want them in there or do you want them out?
I want them out. Yeah, so it's like a
AIPAC helped you.
Of course.
This is such a it's such a Tom, you look like you want to say something.
Tom,
go
please.
ahead, Tom.
No, I'm sitting here listening, and what people have to understand, and I'm going to step away from all the inflammatory stuff. One point, I'm not going to comment on that. What Pat just said is very important. Nixon, Kissinger, Ford, Kissinger, Carter, Zbigniew Brzezinski, I think. No, Cyrus Vance. And you go through all the Secretary of States and the presidents. They're trying to negotiate certain things up here. And they effectively have term limits, 8 years, right?
Yep.
Well, it's like what Nancy Pelosi said about W. W may be here for 8 years. We'll be here a lot longer. We can manage it. Manage it. Israel functions almost like a senior senator. And what does a senior senator do? I'll give you the bridge deal. I'll give you the farm deal. You got my vote. But, hey, I need you on the pharma deal, and I need you on the crime bill. And it goes back and forth like that. That's what Israel does in our own Senate and Congress. So when they're out there at the foreign policy level trying to do it, Israel is responding the same way that Nancy Pelosi responded to W. Don't worry about it. We can maneuver around this because we've got other things in play. We'll get the bill we want.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
We'll get the defense spending we want. We'll get the foreign aid package we want. That's the way the game is played. So I'm not going to comment on all the other things. What it is they have become an incredibly effective country that operates even better than some of the biggest lobbyists that we have in our own government.
Yeah.
And you sit back and you look at it and you say, you don't have to like it, but that's the game. That's actually the political game. That's the way the game is played. And they're just playing it superbly well to get what they want. And the difference between Big Pharma, which is practically a country, in Israel is at the base level, not a lot.
But
they're getting what they want and what they feel their interests are.
But are we supposed to let them get away with murder just because the enemy is way worse at doing murder? That's my point.
Well, wait a minute. Hang on.
Yes.
Hang on. Back off.
And
so wait, no,
hang on.
You're saying
hang
yes?
On. No, stop.
No,
Adam,
that's ridiculous.
Stop. Were you talking about Israel or Big Pharma?
Yeah, both.
No,
Yeah,
but
Big
do you see
Pharma.
the point?
Yeah, I know. I got you. Yeah, exactly.
Now you guys can go
Here's
fight.
what you're failing to understand.
Please tell me what I'm failing at.
And you just think of this in non-emotional, reacting, like I'm in love with Candace Owens and everything she says.
You're in love with the
digest. I'm just saying.
Okay.
There's no perfect country on earth, bro.
I know that.
Do you though?
Yeah, I criticized Bush while I was in the military. That's why I left the military.
Precisely.
So continue. Yeah.
So you've been critical of your own government.
1,000%.
You're critical
That's why
of
I love this country.
Kamala Harris. You're critical of Biden. You've even been critical of Trump.
Thank you.
That's how this works. You know, I said that, everyone has to choose their enemies wisely. And I asked you, the enemy of my enemy is my
friend.
You got it right this time. I love you.
I was messing with you.
So you have to put every country on a 1 through 10 scale. The countries that you're most aligned with are 8s, 9s, and 10s. I would argue there's probably not a 10 out there that knows every single one of our secrets. But in the 7, 8, 9 camp are your allies. These are your NATO partners. This is Israel. This is Japan. This is South Korea. Every single one of these countries we've had issues with. We've gone to war with Germany, and now they're our ally. We've gone to war with Japan. We've gone to war with Italy. So at some point, if everything we do is, yeah, but the Nazis, oh my, Pearl Harbor, it's like you're never going to get ahead. So you want to do the, oh my God, Candace once told me about USS Liberty. I get it.
No, she didn't. Me and Tom had that.
Well, we are doing that, though. Like, I think you can criticize Vinny and his side for doing that, but both sides are doing that. I mean, you can't criticize Ben Shapiro's favorite country at all without hearing about the Holocaust. So, I mean, that's not a one-sided thing. Both sides are still doing that. They're living in the past completely. I don't think, I mean, regardless of the past, I think we should focus on the present for sure. And in the present day, as multiple politicians have come out and said, Thomas Massey being one of the biggest ones on Tucker Carlson's show, but as they're talking about on the PBD podcast right now, we should focus on the present. And in the present day, the AIPAC, let's just say AIPAC, has a stranglehold on U.S. politicians. And it's very, very obvious. Everybody is coming out and saying it. There's no really getting around that. We can say, oh yeah, forget about the past and everything. Cool. Let's focus on the present. In the present day, there's a huge problem with AIPAC having a stranglehold on our politicians. And that needs to be changed. That needs to be solved. If we want to actually put America first, which everybody on this table, I'm sure, would claim that they are America first. If they truly are, that needs to be problem number one that is solved if you actually want to put America first going forward, because it would not be in Israel's best interest to put America first. That'd be dumb of them. That'd be really stupid of them. And it would also be stupid of America to put Israel first, which we are doing currently.
Awesome. You found out for yourself. But none of this is new. The JFK conspiracies, the Bolshevik Revolution thing, Israel has been dealing with this forever. You think Israel is just this perfect country that is innocent, that has never done anything wrong? No.
Have they been held accountable for any of it?
Go ahead. Are you the guy?
No, I'm at. Okay, but you just proved my point. So you can't. Hold on, Adam. You just proved my point. So
you don't have a point.
USS Liberty.
Your point is
USS Liberty. Dancing Israelis cheering. Cheering that the fucking towers were coming down. Cheering. They all were part of intelligence.
Vinny,
they all get because you're full of shit.
Let me ask you a question.
No. Because you love Israel. You can't. Adam, they can do whatever they want.
I acknowledge
they can do whatever they want.
They are a better ally than enemy.
But you're saying they can get away with murder, Adam, because we're supposed to forget about it.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's horse shit.
Who has done worse things to America?
Okay.
Listen for a second.
Go ahead.
Don't be emotional.
No, how am I not going to be emotional?
Who has attacked America worse in the last 100 years? Germany or Israel?
Germany or Israel?
Yeah, who's had more deaths of Americans? Germany or
I think it's different type of attacks. One of them is like underground, like, basically taking control of the politicians, and one of them is like brute force, like actual war. So it's completely different. The question is so deep. It's not just like a black or white thing. If you're looking at sheer numbers that are actually reported to us, then maybe Germany. But if you're looking at actual detrimental effects on the country, like I said, under the table type stuff, there's an argument to be made for both sides. It's not a black or white thing, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments if I'm completely wrong there.
or Israel? This isn't a trick question. This isn't tough, bro.
Killing Americans.
Yes, killing Americans.
In war.
In a war.
Germany.
Okay, great. Who's killed more Americans? Japan or Israel?
Japan.
Okay. So why aren't you yelling and bitching about Japan or Germany?
Because they're not our freaking our
Because why?
Because
why?
Because their prime minister doesn't come to Congress and everybody stands up and worships him like he's Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's
because
the
they know
why?
who the guy in charge is, Adam.
Well, no.
They're not our. Hold on. Are they bigger allies? Do we give them as much money as we give to Israel? And they can do whatever they want. And you're failing to go back to what I said about Candace. You're not an anti-Semite. You don't hate Jews because you're criticizing Israel. And I get it.
But that will forever be their cop-out. That will forever be their cop-out. People like Adam, they hear somebody like Candace criticizing their favorite country, and they're just like, oh, you're an anti-Semite, and I don't have to listen to any of your criticisms. Like, you're never, ever going to get anywhere like that. And I mean, I think everybody should be open-minded enough to hear criticism about themselves, their group of people, their country that they live in, their country that they're patriotic over. Like, everybody, we're all open to criticism about America. But why, when it comes to that specific country, can you not criticize them without being called an anti-Semite? Adam is probably critical of our support of Ukraine. But whenever it comes to that certain country that he loves so much, he doesn't like any criticism of it. It's just weird, dude. It just rubs me the wrong way. And, you know, I don't like any hatred going towards any certain group of people just because they are part of that group of people. I think that's dumb. Just because you're a certain skin color or a certain religion or something, that's dumb. Like, you shouldn't hate on people for that. They shouldn't get any hate for that. But when it comes to criticizing, especially other countries that's not even the United States, you should definitely be able to do that. And that's crazy that I'm even saying that and having to like persuade people to think that way, because it just should be blatantly obvious, but it's very obviously not. Let me know in the comments what you think about this episode of the PBD podcast. It obviously got pretty heated between these two co-hosts. What do you think about what Vinny and Adam had to say here on the Patrick Bet David podcast? Who do you agree with? Who do you think is in the right? Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole PBD podcast situation.